back again with another video. It's your boy Meech. Thank you for tuning in with another video. Today we're talking about the R34, and I brought it here to this park to talk about what I love about it, what I hate about it, and whether or not it's even worth it. And this one here is the 1999 R34 GTX. This is an all-wheel drive sedan, OEM manual. The nice thing about this and kind of bad thing is that it's not turboed. I do plan on turboing this car in the future, but for right now, my other car, it's, as you guys seen, it's the Infiniti. That car is terrible on gas out here in SoCal. I spend like $100 to fill it up. This one, I go to Costco, it costs me legit 40 bucks to fill. So I love driving this. This is the 5-speed. I do wish it was a 6-speed for the extra gear for like highway driving and stuff like that, but I mean, for what it is, just getting around, not having a loud exhaust, getting state reffed or nothing like that, nothing crazy. It does me just right, and I have no problems with it. So before I bought this car, I was originally planning on going out to Japan and shipping one all the way back out here myself. But you and I know both well that we're both browsing Facebook Marketplace every day. This actually came up on there. Dude originally wanted 15 grand, lowballed them, negotiated it, went back and forth. But I just so happened to be one of the first people that reached out to him that same day. And then after a long night of negotiating, I snagged it for 5 grand. I actually made a video on it. It was my very first YouTube video. Go check that out right there if you haven't already. But all right, now that I've had the car for a few months, I think it's fair to say that I can tell you guys what I love and hate about the car and tell you guys if it's even worth owning in 2025. I'd say one of the biggest things it comes down to is the design. The design is like super iconic. I mean, it's obviously from the 2-door R34, but the 4-door, I mean, it turns heads everywhere I go. Old people, younger people, everyone knows what this car is. Everyone always asks me to check it out, what kind of, like if it's on the right-hand drive, how it is, and all that kind of stuff, just because these aren't out here. And I mean, you guys can even see, the car is super dirty, super dirty. It's got scratches everywhere, mismatched paint, but it can't lie, it's still pretty sick because it's Skyline. The biggest, if not most important thing is that it's 4 doors. It's more practical than a 2-door in my opinion. I feel like most people who get coupes, they build them up, they put all this money into them, and then they start a family, and then their wife makes them get rid of it, and then you see all the Facebook listings that talking about need to make space for a family car, need a family car, da-da-da-da-da. Bam. This is the family car and the race car, you know? So 2 birds, 1 stone. I like to think ahead, so I ain't got to go backtrack and then redo it again, you know? And also, being that this car is a derivative from its coupe brother, the customization on this is completely endless. My favorite thing is the whole front clip of this car is an actual R34. So this is a GTR Z-Tune hood and an OEM GTR front bumper. Obviously they're not matched or anything yet. I do have some Z-Tune fenders already for this car. I'm just looking to see what I want to do for the side skirts, and then I'm planning on doing like a rear wide body, and then I want to make sure the bumper and all that kind of stuff goes together. So I'm just trying to take my time and make sure I plan everything methodically and properly. And just like the coilovers I put on here, if you guys haven't seen that, go check that out up here. I put BC Racing coilovers on here, and it completely changed my handling. The struts on here were absolutely blown that were previously on there. So having these new coilovers on here is a complete game changer. You can do just about anything with this sedan that you can do with an R34. Now, in my opinion, I would say more because the sedans look better. I said it, shoot me. And being that everything is all good about the R34 and stuff like that, there are some negatives to owning this car. And I'd say in my experience so far, the biggest thing has been part availability. Right now I was working on the brakes. I do have some Akibonos. I'll show you guys right now. So being that they don't make these brakes anymore, to find them online or from someone else, and they're gonna charge you an arm and leg for them because they don't make them. So what I'm doing, I'm looking at upgrading these to the Akibono big brakes from the Infiniti G37s. It's just a bolt-on. I'm gonna be looking at drilling these out and then putting these in here and then putting some bigger wheels. So stay tuned for that upgrade because I'm gonna be doing that here relatively soon. But yeah, so I would say ordering parts are a pain because they don't make them, so you kind of have to just pay the price. And if you don't want to pay the price, you gotta look for alternatives like these. Another negative I can say about this car though is like the attention from people I get from it. I mean, obviously it's cool, people showing love on the car and stuff like that, but I'd say they show like a little too much love to where it's like borderline almost weird. I had some people follow me like all the way to like my house, try to like see where the car is. They like pull up like and park next to me. They do like weird stuff like on the freeway. People try to like hide in my blind spots to take photos or whatever the case is. And I mean, it's cool and all, like I completely understand it, but like after a while, like people just being weird, it kind of just susses me out, you know? Like, I don't know, this day and age, you can't know what's going on. So you always got to keep your head on a swivel. And I don't know, my head's been too much on a swivel whenever I'm in this car. So I don't know, I'd say that's one thing that's kind of annoying, but it's whatever. So being that this car is naturally aspirated, it isn't turboed, so it is a little bit slower than most cars on the road. I'd say this car has maybe like 250 horsepower right now as is. It's definitely not staying like that, but for its commuter basis, for its purpose right now in its era, it's doing its job. But yeah, definitely on the freeways, you can definitely tell how much slower. I mean, that's just because of in Japan, life is much slower paced back there. People aren't flying on the freeways. Freeways aren't as large as they are here in the US, so they do have to take that into effect. And I mean, being that this is an older car, I mean, you will have some stuff like fitment issues and all that kind of stuff that you will have to deal with. But I mean, that's any car. So I mean, it's a car, you know? I mean, as long as you take care of it, it'll take care of you, in my opinion. So what do I think? Is it worth it? Sure, it is worth it. But I mean, you do have to also take into account of stuff that not everyone typically talks about. Legality. Is it legal? Does it have the paperwork with it? Has it been properly registered in here? Thankfully, I got my car registered in Arizona and I don't have to worry about smog or anything like that, but I'm in California. So, I mean, people like that, I mean, you gotta really worry about, I mean, I'd say this is like the only state you actually have to worry about that. But I mean, these are things you need to worry about. Rust. You gotta make sure the car isn't completely rusted out. This car does have some slight rust, but once I do paint this car, I do plan on pulling it all apart and priming it and prepping it accordingly. So once I do put the paint on there, it's gonna look brand new. Even with all those challenges and stuff like that you have to endure, I personally wouldn't trade this car for anything. I've been personally offered, just out on the road driving to and from, going to the gas station, grocery store and stuff like that. People have offered me $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 for this car. I've turned it all down. I mean, I personally plan on keeping this, my Infiniti, and then my next car is gonna be the R35. Just wait on it. But yeah, I'm keeping those. Those are gonna be like my forever cars. And then from there, we're just gonna be going up. That's what I had to say about it. But what do you guys think? Would you guys buy an R34? Let me know down in the comments. Again, be sure to make sure to like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And be sure to share it. Until next time.